Okay, my careful gals, like I promised you, we're back on Bold and the Beautiful. Bold and the Beautiful for March 16th, Wednesday at 1:30. Bill welcomes Wyatt back to the boardroom, and Steffi shares with Thomas the new theory of where she feels her man Liam is at. Okay? But it's strange because she's getting ready to marry his brother. So why she worried about him when he had told her, even though he didn't know the full scope of the incident because he had caught them in bed. But it was very platonic. But it's just the point. He didn't try to check out no references. He just went on his own emotions. But he should have learned all that with hope. But hey, silly is as silly does, right? So we're gonna go on right into it, people. Again, this is Wednesday. So all my folks that's coming home from work or already home from work, this is Wednesday, meaning today, March 16th, 2016 at 1:30. Get it, girl. Okay. First thing is Quinn and Liam. I told you when I left off on the last video, that Liam, wasn't thinking with the right head, but he was feeling emotions. So before him and Quinn took that little hike up there to that canyon, which was gonna be his last day anyway, uh, per se, he wanted to go and have a little romp in the bed, sheets between the sheets. Ooh, baby, baby. Making love surrounding me. The Isley Brothers. Anyway, he just decided, why don't we go and get our love thing on prior to, going up to the canyon, which they did. So it's like a recap from that episode yesterday to this episode today, where I guess they don't had their little sex romp in the bed, got all those feelings out, and they refreshed, took a bath, and now they're going hiking up to the canyons, enjoying all the pretty, beautiful scenery and stuff. So it just pretty much showed them getting all the equipment together and this, that, and four. So then it moves on to Thomas and Steffi. Thomas is getting on Steffi about still having these unresolved feelings for Liam. And he catches her again, leaving a message for Liam on his cell phone. But hey, Steffi has had an epiphany. She really feels that she knows where Liam is at. And it's just like a brainstorm, a light bulb went off in her head. Girl, this nut is thinking, okay, Ivy don't have him. He ain't out doing something else with some other woman. He ain't with me. You know what? I know where that heifer at. He's with Hope. Like, really? Girl, please. Bye. Anyway, that's where that went. Woo! Okay. A blonde moment. But anyway, Thomas is taken back. The scene moves on to Wyatt and Bill. Evidently, Wyatt must have had a fantastic, fabulous meeting with the board members in the boardroom yesterday. Remember that was when I told you Bill was pruning and grooming him for the attack to the board people. And evidently, he took over the whole shenanigans of the board meeting. Well, it wasn't shenanigans, just business meeting, all that. So they pretty much was impressed with him, is what I'm trying to say. And Bill was a proud papa of his young, well, not young, but yeah, he is young adult son, his first beloved. So he was giving him homage and letting him know he was so proud of him, and he was congratulating him and all of that stuff. And told him that he did a fantastic job of handling the meeting, the board members, and everything. He was just so proud. So that was a moment. Then they go back to Lynn and Quinn. Liam and Quinn. Quinn is asking Liam to gather all the stuff and the equipment that she set on the table. Would he mind taking that out to the cart? Because she needs to fill up the containers of water that she has designated for both of them to have. When I looked at the containers, I was like, did she put some in the water mixture along with something else in Liam's bottle? Because it seems like she had a color coded going on. So I was like, is she finna put something and she gonna make him be woods and so it'd be very easy for him to fall off the canyon by himself where she didn't have to push him. But I saw it to the end today. And no, that didn't happen. So that was just my curiosity on overtime, working overtime. So Liam is a dutiful do boy, and yes, man, he went on and took all the stuff to the car to help Quinn out. But really, what was going on? She needed to text Deacon to say that she's on her way. You know, he needed to be prepared. And of course, Deacon was there like a dutiful Lee do boy. Even though he says he ain't finna do nothing that's gonna cause him to go back to jail, he's doing a hell of a lot. You hear me? So the scene moves to Wyatt and Bill, and Wyatt is thanking his father for having confidence in him and trusting him with the members of the board and being able to have interactions with them when it came to the business aspects of Spencer Publishing and the ins and outs. So everything was cool. Um, but then, his father was also telling him, he's proud of him about the business and how he was taking control of the meeting yesterday and all this stuff. But he wanted to also make sure that Wyatt is doing the right thing in his personal life. And it's not like a vendetta that he's trying to get Steffi to be involved in just to marry her or get in a tight relationship with her just to get back at his brother. So, Wyatt is like, no, Dad, I really love Steffi, and this time there's really no manipulation going on because Stephanie likes me for me. My mother's not involved. She's pretty much taking a back seat. She's letting me run stuff this time. She's not trying to make Steffi out of an enemy or any sorts. So, everything is really good and I'm good and Steffi's good. So, he was just pointing back out to him, because you have been going after every last woman Liam has had. For example, Hope. Another example, Ivy. Now Steffi. So yeah, I'm just questioning it because you're not being as decisive in your personal life. And I'm just, you got your business hat on, got that lockdown solid. I have no concern about that. However, I do have a concern because you've been picking up his sloppy seconds for all three women, and I'm just, just some thought, food for thought. That's good for a father to be concerned, because Bill was liking Steffi, so I'm just not understanding. I'm just not understanding that. So it moves on to Steffi and Hope. Steffi feels that she's gotten, all the answers, all the questions answered. And her Liam has took himself all the way to Italy to be with Hope because he feels she's the only one that he can trust, and that's the only way place he should be in Stephanie's mind. Child, she calls um what's her name? She calls Hope in Italy to discuss, where is her fiance. Now I'm like, are you talking about why, honey? Because last time I know, you supposed to be marrying Liam, so it must didn't work out. Oh, what's going on here and there? So like I said, she was pretty much surprised to hear from Steffi because she really thought Steffi and Liam had gotten married, moved on their separate ways. But I'm sure as family do talk, she knew Liam had left Steffi, and now she was pretty much involved with Wyatt. So that was a hot mess. As the call was transpiring to them. But she reassured, Hope reassured Liam that you're barking up the wrong tree. I haven't heard from Liam in X amount of months. As you know, I've been left prior to Ivy even, really getting well known in Los Angeles. So I don't know what you're talking about. I'm still in love with Liam, yes. But have we talked? No. And I like it that way because I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered with his indecisiveness or who he wants, how he wants it, this, that, and the other. I can't be bothered, you know? So you handle him. And maybe when his ship finally comes in, maybe he can come to Italy. But I'm pretty sure he would have let you know that he's coming over here with me because he's tired of everything you have put him through. And you can't even keep him. And then when they all find out where he actually has been, it's going to come to a point where she going to look at Steffi like, okay, you told me you talked to my cousin Ivy. Ivy didn't have him. You didn't have him. And then you're going to come look at my residence and say he's here with me. No. Uh-uh. Liam don't belong with you. He belong with anybody else you want to be belong with or me. Okay? Because truly, I am the better fit. And he's going to have to come to that rationale. Other than that, I'm still going to be up here with all the Italy men, and we're going to be doing me. Okay? But it is kind of weird that Liam has not reached out to anybody. Yes, it is weird that he would go so long and not call anybody. Yes, that is. But right now, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. All right. So that conversation ends and goes back to Liam and Quinn. They both are going up the trail, up the steps, up through the woods, till they finally get to the spot where all this heinous type of death strategy is supposed to be partaking of. Queen either going to push him over the edge or Deacon's going to push him over the edge because everybody's in position. She'd already done text Deacon, said they're almost there, this, that, and the other. But they're also, well, I pretty much say Liam is enjoying the fresh air, the scenery, and just making him question a lot of things and making him think about a lot of things. And this longing that he feels somebody is needing him. And that longing is pretty much coming from the atmosphere because Steffi is really thinking about him. So they have a charismatic type connection. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay, the scene goes on to Wyatt and Bill. And that he's still trying to, Wyatt is still talking to his father about his mother not being a manipulator anymore, and that she approves of Steffi, and that everything is good. He hasn't found any evidence that she's doing any manipulative type tactics against harming anyone or anything of that nature. Even though Daddy Bill saying, no, sir. You cannot trust Quinn. Quinn has a whole think pattern of her own, and we're not even going to go through that. So you think what you think, I'm going to think what I think, and more than likely my thoughts are going to win over your thoughts. So that was pretty much of that. Goes back to Hope and Steffi. Steffi still got Hope talking on the phone, even though Hope ready to say deuces. You know, I don't want to talk to you no more about this issue. Then Hope goes on to ask her, you know, why are you concerned about Liam this much? You know, if Liam wanted to be with you, y'all have already been married, point and period. That's all. Then she goes on to tell Steffi, well, I'm not understanding because you've already told me through this conversation that you're marrying his brother. How does Wyatt feel about you and you looking out, trying to look for Liam and all this kind of stuff? You know, you shouldn't even really be worried about where he is or this, that, and the other, because that's something for his father to be worried about. You're not even with him anymore. You have accepted the love from another man, and you don't even know where Liam at. He could be in trouble. He could not be in trouble. But since he's not there with you, and he's like pretty much cut you off at this point, and you're still feeling some kind of way about it, but you still didn't hold out until either they found a body or he came back. and was able to give people explanations of where and why he didn't call and where he's been, of course. But you're ready to jump with the next, perfect match as you feel to have a man on your shoulder. And I'm kind of getting that tease like, yeah, she is like trying to be like her mom. She got to have a man. She got to have one. She can't focus too long without one. So she pretty much was telling Steph, she has no right. She has no right to be calling her. She has no right to be even inquiring about Liam, since it seems like she's moved on with her life. She's trying to marry his brother. So, whatever. It moves on from there to back to Quinn and Liam. Quinn is walking behind Liam, which is already um, sneaking. Because I'm like, well, dog, is she going to push him on the ground? Is she going to beat him? What's what? Why you can't walk beside him? Even though, the trail that they was walking, you really had to walk behind somebody. And then, have another safe thought in place. In case he fell out, she would be able to catch him if he fell backwards. So, okay. I thought about that. And I was like, okay. All right. That's where we're going with it. All right. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Then I was thinking about, well, maybe Deacon going to come out the woods and hit him on top of the head and they're going to drag him in. Push him, just throw him on in the water. That didn't happen either. So I just continued to watch the show. But then prior to all of that, after all of that, Quinn was in the back trying to send text messages to Deacon, letting him know, hey, we're almost there. I hope you're ready, just in case I flake out. You can come on. I have him right by the ledge, and you can just come up and charge him. He wouldn't see, who pushed him over. But just make sure you do it quick, fast, in a hurry. And so, she's wheezing. I don't know if she was wheezing just for the sake of it, or she was wheezing because she was needing to wheeze. Was it stress that was causing her and her anxiety about getting rid of Liam at such a short point in life and the consequences, or was she faking this wheezing? So she just started wheezing and she didn't really do anything because she looked like she's in shape. She got a nice body, so I don't understand where all this wheezing was coming from. And she wasn't overexerting herself, so I don't know. But it was just like Liam was helping her more over the little high crevices and the deep steps that she had to take up. And I'm like, but he wasn't supposed to be suffering from concussions and all that. And then I don't know. It was just to me it was a hot mess, So then it goes back to Quinn and Liam. They're still, well, don't go back. It's still focused on them. And then they finally get to the top. They finally get there. And he's just reminiscing. And he's just feeling like he's on top of the world. This, that, and the other. He got the sun shining on his face. And it's kind of like Steffi and him are having a cosmic environment mental type of connection, one with nature in a sense, because she's thinking about him because she's out in the sunlight, and then once he hits a certain part of the sunlight, he is a reflection too, like he feels, and he even states to Quinn that he feels somebody's needing him or wanting him. It's just this nagging feeling, and then she gonna up and say, oh, that's just me, this is just me. And he like, okay, I'll take that. He went on. But you could tell that's not what he was thinking or feeling at the time. So, Lynn was just doing a little reflection back. And like I said, they flashed back on Stephanie because it was like she was calling him mentally. And they both were in the sunlight and they were just acting on, I guess, the mysteries of nature and the cosmic rays and the cosmic signals, I guess, you give out when you're really missing someone. It's like a connection that you have with that person that you're really in love with that is unexplainable. But it's almost like this whole thing with the twins, when one twin is away from the other twin and they get hurt in some form, they can feel their pain. Or if they're sad and lonely, they can feel that other twin, going through some mixed emotions and, just stuff of that. And it has been proven, they did studies on it, that it's just some type of connection they have. that oneness. So that was interesting. The end of the scene takes its place back to Wyatt and Steffi. Steffi's out on the patio roof of the company, just taking in some sunlight. That's what I was saying. Her and Liam was happy because they both were outside and they were having this connection with the longing to be with that person, a longing to contact that person, and somehow they was feeling that emotion. Like when you get it, sometimes you're thinking about somebody you ain't talked to in a long time, and they just come in your mind and just stays with you throughout your day. That you really need to call them, you really need to check on them, and it's probably because they are thinking about you at that same moment you're thinking about them, or getting their premonition that something is going on and they need you, but they don't pick up the phone and call you, or they can't for some reason. Uh, so that's what they both were feeling at the same time, because when Wyatt came up to greet his bride to be, he gave her a big old kiss, and just asked him what she's doing, how she's feeling, and he had a chance to step away from his dad, and but he'll be summoning him soon. He's sure of that. And Steffi goes on to tell him that she had a visit from Ivy, and she had a chance to talk to Hope, and nothing has come up between the two women that she thought he would have connected with, from him being away from them in LA, but came up short. Nobody's seen him, nobody's heard from him, but you know I guess if she does finally find out, let them know, because they're concerned now too. And he's saying that Wyatt is trying to console Steffi and letting her know he's a grown man. Liam makes his own decisions. Liam comes and goes as he feels and chooses. Who knows? But I'm sure he's smart enough to know if he's got himself in a real bad way, to call home, let somebody know. So don't worry about him. And she's listening to him, but hey, she can't even tell why that she really don't want to marry him, because she wants to be with him. And if he did show back on the doorstep, that's her first exit out. That's she won't be out, like the first plane out, or the first train smoking out. She gonna be on one of them, okay? Because she don't want him. She just don't want to be alone. Then the scene moves to Deacon. He's staying out of sight, his little crevice hole he done dug for himself, keeping watch in case, he need to go and do what he need to do, which I still feel that he ain't finna do that. Anything, he's gonna come out of hiding and say Quinn don't do this, and give Liam a way to get the hell out of there or whatnot. But then the scene goes back to Quinn and Liam. They're both at the top of the canyon, at the edge. He's saying, how beautiful it is, this, that, and the other. And she's saying, we're going a little closer, to get the real feel of it, and things of that nature. She has her hands, on the back of his back, trying to place it there for loving kindness, I'm thinking. But that's not what she was thinking. And then they showed you a picture of him being on some rocks that were kind of unsteady, that would give her the right move to be able to push him if he starts shaking and rocking. She could be like she's helping him, but she would actually be pushing him at the same time. But she started wheezing. She started, oh, this is what she's, we think she's doing. But she gives us a spell of wheezing uncontrollably. Uncontrollably. I was having a hard problem with that, pronouncing that. But, Liam was like being very concerned. He said, your breathing is really becoming labored. We need to do something about this. So you're not gonna make it back down, the hill. And she said, no, everything is fine. And she tries to walk away. He's like, no, it's not fine. I am going to find your halo. She's like, no, it'll subside. It'll subside. He said, no, it won't. I love you, and I'm gonna do this. So she said, okay, fine. So he rushes off the cliff to go run back down to the end of the canyon, or where the car is parked, so she can get her inhaler for his wife. And while he's sprinting off, Deacon comes out of hiding, child. And we're like, hold up, wait a minute now. What's going on? You can't be up here, doing all of that. And it's just a hot mess. Um, well, we went through that part. I'm sorry. We hadn't come to the other part where Deacon comes out. It's a part where still, well, we're into that part too. Quinn and Liam are basically, Quinn lets Liam go back and get her inhaler and stuff. So the scene moves back to Wyatt and Stefan. So Wyatt and Steph is still on top of the rooftop, having a little talking here and there because neither one of them are eating lunch. So he gets a phone call from his dad, and he's telling, excuse me, he's telling Steph he has to go. His father has summoned him. He cannot spend any more time with her, and he's just reassuring her that everything's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Da da dee da da da. But he got to go. Okay, and then that's just basically the part that Liam is going back to the car and gonna rescue Quinn's inhaler so he can go back and give it to her and she can administer it to herself and start breathing properly again. And then the scene goes back to Quinn and Deacon. While, Liam has called himself going on to the car to get her inhaler. He comes out of hiding. And he's like, what is going on? Did you decide not to do it? I hope you decide not to do it. I don't have time for all this, that, and the other. And she said, no, 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 no. The plan hasn't changed. It's just, I saw people. And he was like, and mysteriously, y'all, her breathing got on point after Liam sprinted away from her to go and get her inhaler. Her breathing went right back to normal. So we all know that whole thing of her exerting herself with the walk and trying to, be anxious, and then that had nothing to do with it. It was just setting the tone because she already established with him that she was breathing. Her breathing was really labor, but she was faking. And then when they got up to the point where it was time for her to push him over, which in essence she had lost her courage or she had lost her nerve, and she had figured out which one she wanted to keep alive, because like I said, it was going to be between Deacon because he knew too much and he was already threatening her about going to Bill and exposing the whole lie and the truth they all in one taken, and Quinn was the major subject to be put in jail on kidnapping charges, attempted murder, and any other thing they want to throw on her way. But he was gonna be clear of it. So and she knew he would make good on his threat. So that was already one. Then you had Liam that would maybe come to his senses one day, but she still want to have him as her boy toy and just a man that she can have sex with that satisfy her in that way. And then it brought out another side of her that she don't let come out. One of her other personalities that are not shown that much. So she liked the feeling that Liam put her through and put her to, and she didn't want to let that go at the time. So she had to put her eyes set on getting rid of Deacon, but Deacon didn't know that was, the new agenda. So, Deacon was going on saying, this, what are we gonna do? We, this, that, and the other. And she said, no, I heard people saying, I ain't heard no people. Ain't no people up him. I scoped out the place. Even before y'all got him, it's nobody on that beach. She said, yes, it is. They're down there now. He said, no, it's not. He said, look, look. So he done took his little happy hips already to the edge where she needed him. He's like, I don't see nobody this. I don't see, he's just looking both ways. Here. I'm like, man. Then it clicked in me. She finna get rid of him. And sure enough, she charged him from behind, pushed that joker over. And you know how you be seeing some of these people fall off buildings and movies and this and that and the other. And he was just falling, going backwards, screaming. I was like, you sucker. You didn't think that she probably would get rid of you. But anyway, she pushed that joker off the cliff. And then it just playing back in her mind, she knew she had to get rid of somebody. And she wasn't getting rid of her baby Liam, honey. But somebody had to go. And it had to be you, Deacon. Oops, deuces. So that's pretty much how it happened today on Wednesday, March 16th. Okay. So I'm very glad I got a chance to give it to you all in the same day. So we'll be on point for tomorrow, which will be Thursday, March 17th episode. But those are your two episodes. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you are entertained with my perspective of the stories. And we'll see you tomorrow for Bold and a Beautiful Thursday. Okay? Be blessed. Stay encouraged. Bye bye.